Fine day to you. My, have I been busy. Building. It's been a while, but I've decided to come back to Noble Legacy. While you've been away, the dastardly developers have been hard at work. Why, they released a winter update to this early access gem, filled with oodles of additions and changes. Too many really to go over one by one. That's not what I'm about. Instead, I'm going to build absolutely everything that you can and show you firsthand, best I can, what's on offer. And for those of you who are still here at the 30-second mark, which is crucial, I've come to learn, in my humble opinion, this title here, Noble Legacy, is probably one of the most underrated medieval builders on the market today. I know it's not finished, but what we have here is a medieval diamond in the rough.
My lord, I pray this message finds you safe and in good health. Word of your return from the great pilgrimage has travelled swiftly, and I once more offer my congratulations.
Yes, I had a wonderful time on my pilgrimage, actually. I pilgrimed my way through Turkey like no one's business. Just in case you don't know, this game is in early access, and it's set to be a medieval city builder with diplomacy and a little bit of tower defense. Exactly how much of this stuff we're going to get, we don't entirely know yet because it's all still being built. But if the bare bones have anything to go by, I consider this to be, personally, my most anticipated medieval city builder to come. One of the reasons I'm so excited for this title is because the developers are absolutely churning out update after update. They just don't stop. And that fills me with confidence. Anyway, you can build anywhere you want on this expansive map. There's nothing holding you back from that. But there are several locations which are more ideal, which you're guided to, and I have picked this one. It's a friendly looking place, it's got all the resources, let's get building. I've stuck down a road going around the perimeter, part of the perimeter of the lake. And I've chucked down some houses over here, which are going to be my initial little settlement. Now, there's a lot of modularity to this game, for those of you who don't know. All of the buildings are built piece by piece by you, and you assign the building a function. This particular one is going to be a woodcutter. And this particular one is going to be a house. Now, I'm going to need to build houses so I can assign villagers. This is the little colony sim element, and they have likes and dislikes, skills and characteristics, some of which will aid you, some of which will hinder you, and some of which will be more ideal to different types of jobs in your town than others. All of this is still being built out, obviously, but right now we can get quests of them and speak to them. I'm personally excited to see where all of this goes, and I really hope that there's a lot more depth added to this because it's got a lot of potential. Each villager needs a house and a job, and it's up to you as lord or lady to make sure that they're fulfilled. And like any good colony builder, you'll start small. All I've got here is a woodcutter and a gatherer's hut, and that's going to be my initial setup. And once my people are assigned, they'll start going off and gathering all the resources that we need to carry on building. I really like the framing system that they've got here. This is going to be my library, and if I want to build higher tier or other types of buildings, I'm going to need to do some research, and all of the research happens in the library. Because the buildings are so modular, I can build anything I want. Almost. There's still a lot of work to be done on this, but I'm building off that template to make a different looking building. Get out of the way, tree. Now, this is how buildings are assigned. Find the building that you want, in this case, library. And then I've got to build all of these items, and then it will be assigned as a library. And now that I have a library, I have access to the research, and this is the research page. There are still a lot of things that are locked, and no doubt a lot of things that are still missing. But one of the new research pieces that dropped in the winter update were the Lord's Manor, and by popular demand, I think, decorative signs. Also, the Weaver and the Tailor have been separated out into two different buildings now, so you have to build those separately alongside the smelter, and now the additional blacksmith. There've been a lot of changes to the way that production actually works as well, and although it's all very basic, I'll keep saying this over and over again, no doubt, I hope, and judging by what I've seen so far, these things are going to get deeper and deeper as time goes on. My lord, don't you think you should build some more houses for the villagers while you're waiting for all that research to happen? Well, now that you mention it, that was the next thing on my list of things to do. There we go, maybe that'll keep them happy. Now that I've built some more houses, this building here, which is located in the centre of my little settlement, is going to be my storehouse. The storehouse is a pivotal building because without it you can't trade, and your villagers, as far as I can tell, don't get access to any of the resources that you can gather. Like food, for example. And as you can see, I'm still building off that one template that I came up with in the beginning. Now, building all that stuff in the early days can be a little bit tedious, but once your settlement upgrades, you will unlock in the research a builder's lodge, so you can assign any building that you want, like this one, and employ villagers to do the labour for you. Unless, of course, you enjoy it, then you can still carry on, although the animation for building the jetty is still broken, so if you wanted to see that firsthand, here it is. I'm fishing my way to success. What about farms, my lord? I love a good turnip. Yes, building farms is simple enough. You just place them down like this. Make sure you've got some accommodation for your farmers, of course. Right now there are 2 or 3 crops that you can grow. Cabbages, flax and wheat. But the most important thing to build is the tavern. It'd be utterly pointless to build a farm unless you had a tavern, wouldn't it? Because the tavern's the only building where you can employ wenches. Up until now, everything has been pretty much the same, but with a few quality of life improvements. And during the making of this video, there have been 2 additional updates to quality of life. Like I said before, the pace of this development is really very impressive. But let's step away from the building aspect of the game for a moment and look at something that I know will excite a lot of players. Throughout my play sessions, I experienced numerous raids on the town, some of which are welcome, some of which are just annoying. Here comes a bandit now. Yes, he's going to disappear inside this house and attack my villager. The swine. Now, I'm not defenseless, I can do something about this, obviously. I'm going to get my sword out. And if I'm completely and utterly honest, I am not satisfied with the way that the combat feels at the moment. That's not to say that there haven't been significant improvements only over the last month or so. But for me, right now, this is the weakest part of the game experience. And I was getting a bit frustrated up until I realised that these brigands that come into your settlement now, they have different items on them, one of them being a shield. Not gonna lie, I was very giddy when I realised that I could have a shield. I can have a shield? I wonder if I can wear it. I can wear it. Can I get it out? Ah, hey, I've got a shield. Yes, look at that. Ah, a little flourish. Right, I just need to find a brigand to use it on. I ran around like this for quite some time before I realised all the brigands had been cleared out. No need to worry, they'll be back. But there have been a number of other changes around combat, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this continues to develop. It seems that combat is going to be tied in very heavily into the gameplay. There are various brigands hiding out in dilapidated old castles or bits of church scattered around, and I do know that those are going to be tied into quests that you can go and do, and raids that they will inflict on you can be subdued by going and taking out their bases of operation and whatnot. Hopefully this doesn't come across as me sounding like I'm anti-combat. I'm not. I just need it to feel good. You know, I think we all are spoiled at this point with games that have really good combat, and this just isn't hitting the mark, and I'm so sorry to say it, it's just not. Hopefully, fingers crossed, and judging by the way things are going, I think it's going to improve rapidly. I'm glad that I've got a shield now, though. I feel good about that. Oh, the gusset in my pants is threadbare, my lord. There's a mighty draught. Now, I'm a big fan of production chains in city builders, providing they make sense. So I'm glad that the weaver and the tailor have been separated out into two separate job descriptions, and I've decided that I'm going to place them here, just in front of the tavern, to provide jobs and higher quality products. Here's a bird's eye view of what that looks like, and over the other side of the town, on this end, I'm going to do the same, but this time with the smelter and the blacksmith. I think that'll look really smart if I put something in the middle there and kind of tie those two buildings together. I'm really looking forward to more assets, more junk to spread around. There's already barrels and chairs and things like that, but the more the better. And once the blacksmith and the tailor's built, I'll be able to make better tools and better garments. And the tools is an important one because I'll also be able to mine other materials. At the moment, I can pretty much only mine clay, which is why a lot of my buildings kind of look a little bit similar. That will all change because the progression system is starting to show up in stages. Let me show you what that looks like in the building interface. Here I am at the foundry or the smelter, and you can see here that there's a selection of goods that you can craft once you have the raw materials to do so. Now that it's built, I can smelt some copper bars, and once the blacksmith is researched, I'll be able to turn those into copper tools. I imagine much of this will change over time, but for now you can select what you want made here, and if I assign some villagers to do it, they'll do it automatically for me as well. Some of that stuff isn't quite working as expected. Look, I'm not trying to sugarcoat any of this, it's still very much in early access, but you can see where it's all going. Back for more, are you? Ah, see how my shield protects me. I say no to you, sir. No! Sleep with the worms. My lord, I'm losing sleep over all these bandit attacks. Isn't there something you can do about it? Well, as a matter of fact, there is. And now that I've unlocked the town walls, I can think about creating a perimeter. I love the town planning map. It's definitely the most unique aspect of this title, and I really hope it gets developed out further. But if you would like a more up-close and personal way to build out your buildings, you can do it in third-person mode like this. This is me just finishing off the Hunter's Lodge. Each building comes with its own kind of tool rack where you can select which kind of quality of weapon they can use. Oswald, man, what on earth are you doing? Here's a quick peek at the perimeter walls coming along. There are two sets of walls. There's wooden ones here that I'm building initially, but there are also stone ones. I don't have the tools to mine stone just yet, so I'm going to go with wood for the time being. Oh yes, there's seasonality as well. So you'll get all of the standard stuff like high production and farming in the summer, which is why it's important to build the storehouse so you can stock up for the winter time. Of course, the most important building to build is a garrison. Here you'll be able to employ some villagers to walk around either during the day or during the night. You can select either or both, and they'll protect your settlement while you sleep. For this settlement, I decided to build one at each entrance, 3 in total, so that I've got each area covered. Apparently there are portcullises and other kinds of doorway infrastructure on the way, so that we'll be less porous as a community and able to protect our borders. And in case you were wondering, there are different building material types that you can use, but I was being thrifty because I wanted to just get some things built. But I'll show you a bit later that there are different types of walls and roofs that you can use. Here I am marking out where I want patrols to go. And this is a settlement with the walls all intact. I'm quite pleased with the way that looks. Hopefully you can see why I'm so excited for this as a city builder. The opportunity for creativity here is high. My lord, many a traveller has complained that there's nowhere for their horses to be kept. Is there nothing can be done? On the contrary, good sir, stables have been added. Here, let me build one and show you how it works. So I wasn't expected to be excited about stables, but I think this is a precursor to animal husbandry. Right now it's just a building that you assign as a stable like this, I'll show you. But on the research screen, animal husbandry is currently one of those locked coming soon research items, which means we can look forward to at least chickens, but who knows, maybe pigs, maybe goats. We shall see. For the time being though, it's just a stables, and when you've built your stables, a horse will magically appear and it will be your gallant steed. Let me just finish off this building and I'll show you how it works. There she is. I can't think of any good horse names. Let me know in the comments if you have one. Let's take her out for a little ride, shall we? Morning, morning everyone. It is I, Lord Barra. Why is there a deer? Well, wasn't that lovely? There's not a lot else you can do with a horse right now. You can't swing a sword on it or anything like that. Well, not that I've been able to anyway. And there's a lack of animation, as you can see, but it's still a nice addition. You stay there, my four-legged friend, and eat your fill on hay. Oh yes, I was also surprised to find in the winter update that you can now have Gambudsmans, 2 different types. I've got the first one on here, but I'm looking pretty swish now if you ask me. Now that I've got my little settlement up and running, pretty much producing all of the resources, most of them anyway, that you can at the moment, I've got a full complement of villagers working hard day and night. Actually, they don't work during the night, they all go to sleep, which is fair enough. So that leaves me with one final thing to do, which was part of the major aspect of the winter update. And so, obviously, the most important building that you need to build in a medieval settlement is the Lord's Manor. And because it's so important, I'm going to build this one really big. Well, I just moved into my brand new Lord's Manor. I could do with some furniture and some decoration maybe. Perhaps Lady Barra can help out with that. I'll admit, it's not my strongest suit. But as you can see, my throne's over there. I've got a nice warm fireplace. All I need to do is put down a few extra pieces, finish this place off. I guess I'll need a desk to receive some mail. And upstairs, if you'll follow me, I've already marked out the largest room to make way for my lordly, I nearly said royal then, my lordly bed. There you have it, one Lord's Manor, fully built. Ah, lovely. I can finally sit down. After all that building and hard work, I feel like I deserve it. Well, that's noble legacy for the time being. I think I'll pop back in when we get another major update and see what's changed. But until then, oh, hello. I've just been photobombed by my steed. Don't worry, I've asked the viewers to come up with a name for you. How did you even get in through the door? That's quite a trick. Well, that's all I've got time for. So I'll just say, if you have been, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you wanted to support the channel and get access to all of the other things that I create, you can always join as a member by following one of the links below.